Good morning, good morning. Everybody come on in for morning manna. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me get settled here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. All right, there we go. Happy Monday. Good morning, Miss Regina. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a new week. You know what that means? It's Monday. I love Mondays because Mondays offer a new week, which means we have a new opportunity to do some things, new opportunities, new goals, new tasks to knock out, new, everything new. Good morning, Miss Brenda. Good morning, Mr. Eugene. New, everything new. That's what Ty Tribbett says. But we have the opportunity to have a new outlook, new week, new opportunity to get some things done. Good morning, Tanisha, Christine, Miss Ethel. Good morning, Nikki, Felicia, Miss Darlene. Good morning, Miss Marilyn. Good morning, Prashan. Good morning, Miss Susan. Good morning, Mother Gloria. Good morning, Miss Glenda. Good morning, good morning to each of you. It's fun to say good morning to you all. Good morning, Bishop Pickney. I just love that we are together, like collaboratively, like here, studying together. I hope you all rested well. Good morning, Miss Evans. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Miss D. Good morning, Mother Esther. Hope you all rested well and are ready for this new week. I love a new week. So, what's happening this week? Good morning, Shannon. Good morning. Welcome one and all. Thank you for being here this morning. What is happening this week? You all know what's happening this week, right? Good morning, Lon. Grace International Fellowship, the Leadership Conference, is happening this week. And we want to say, what? You want to come? That's what I want to say. I want to tell you about it this morning, though, to make sure like you really knew like what was happening, just in case you're new or just in case you haven't had a chance to stop by the table. So it starts on Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. We got 3 great speakers. We got Bishop Jackie McCullough. I don't know if you all remember, she came once before, and she is amazing. She was one of my mom's favorites. She's amazing. Good morning, Auntie. Good morning, Mother Marcy. Good morning, Miss Glow. Good morning, Miss Teresa. Then we have Pastor Jeffrey Johnson. We have Pastor Maurice Jackson. They will be here for nightly service. And then each night, of course, we have psalmists. We have Charisma. I hope I'm saying it right. I don't know if I am, but Charisma Evans. We have Mr. Tim White, and we have Mr. Ronzel Pritlow. And, you know, it always proves, our services always prove to be amazing. God always shows up and meets us there, and we have an amazing time. We also have opportunity for you to participate in workshops. So on Thursday, we have a general session with Bishop Burt. And then we have a workshop in the afternoon after lunch. And then service that evening on Thursday. And then Friday, we have a general session with Pastor Jeffrey Johnson. And then we have an opportunity for an outreach opportunity that is going to be very, very nice. Good morning, Valerie Jackson. Good morning, Hollywood. Good to see you. Good morning, Tamika. Good morning, Brady Webb. And so that is going to prove to be really, really good. You would want to be a part of that outreach effort. Good day, Miss Teresa. And so you have an opportunity. Now, maybe you can't do all the things, but you can do some of the things. If you are able to get to the workshops, it's really always a good experience. And it's always about learning, about leadership, and not even just about leadership. Well, I'm going to say about leadership because no matter what, you are a leader. You're a leader because we have been chosen to be out here doing what we need to do in this kingdom. And you're leading. You're leading someone. So come and learn some things. Thursday night, just as a reminder, I know during July, it's usually Fridays. But I want to make sure everybody knows that Thursday night of this year is when we will have what we call our high service. That's our official service. That's when all clergy will be in their civic attire. So collars, all clergy will be in their collars. And then everyone else will be in black and white, as we're all on one accord. Some people will be receiving their credentials, and so that'll be exciting, and that'll happen on Thursday night. So you want to make sure on Thursday night it's official. And then on Friday night, Wednesday night would be church attire. I skipped Wednesday. So Wednesday night would be church attire. Thursday night would be our black and white or our civics. And then Friday is Grace Day, Grace Night. So any Grace t-shirts that you have from years gone by, or we definitely will have some in the bookstore beginning on Wednesday for you to purchase. We want you to come back in your Grace gear so that you are we're one accord on that. So it's casual is what we're saying, right? So Wednesday night, church attire. Thursday night, you are able to wear, or not able, you are wearing your civics in black and white. And then Friday, we are in Grace gear. Good morning, Timo. Good morning. Good morning. If you have any questions about that, you can throw them in the chat and I'll make sure that I pay attention and answer those questions for you as it relates to grace. All right. Listen, grace is set up to equip and empower us so that we can go out into the kingdom and influence and have impact. What does that sound like to me? It sounds like that grace is setting us up so that we can go out into the kingdom and be difference makers. Look at your neighbor and say difference maker. Look in the mirror and say difference maker. Just say difference maker in general. Have you all been being difference makers? Have you been using your gift? Have you been using the things that you learned from last week in order to make a difference? Do something small that makes a great impact. I'm just going to start randomly asking people in the lobby, what are you doing to be a difference maker in these last months for 2025? Can you believe we're in the last quarter of the year? Now, you all know how I feel about getting stuff done. We're in October. We're actually almost in the middle of October, which means you have 1 quarter left in order to get some things done. What are some goals that you've set? What are some things that you said that you were going to get done and you are still working on them? Start knocking those things out. Because what we don't want to do is go into 2026 saying, man, I said we were going to do blah, blah, blah. What are the times of the bookstore Wednesday? Thank you, Dee. Times of the bookstore. The bookstore opens at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. And we'll be open from 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. Oh, you know what else I didn't mention? Ooh, I'm glad that clicked in. Awesome. 6 p.m. Miss D. The bookstore will be open at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, and then it'll be open until church service time. 6 p.m. also in the evening, just in case you want to just in case you would like to attend. Let me slow down. 6 p.m. is also intercessory prayer. So intercessory prayer is at 6 p.m. in the evening, 6 p.m., you're able to come and join Bishop Esau Watson. Intercessory prayer also is at 7 a.m. on Thursday and Friday morning. I didn't mention the other things that are happening on Thursday and Friday, so let me go back. Wednesday night, we have service, right? 7 p.m. 6 p.m. if you want to come to intercessory prayer, 7 p.m. service. Then when we go to Thursday morning, we have 7 a.m. prayer with Bishop Esau Watson. And if you have never gone to prayer, like you definitely would benefit. Some people come on their way to work because they have to go to work, and just do that and then go to work. You will be blessed. You will be blessed. You'll be blessed. The scripture says, early in the morning will I seek thee. Now, that's not necessarily talking about time, but it's talking about fervently and aggressively. But who is not fervent if they're not up at 7 o'clock in the morning for prayer, right? Felicia, to answer your question, are we having the Grace Corner? Nope, we have the Grace Corner in July. We do not have it in October. Okay, so then at 7 o'clock prayer, 9 o'clock a.m., we have Morning Glory. And so we will have a speaker for Morning Glory. And then after Morning Glory, we go into our workshops, right? And then workshops, and then back into 7 p.m. prayer. 6 p.m. intercessory, and then 7 p.m. service. Same thing on Friday. Friday morning, you have 7 a.m. intercessory prayer. So you can come to intercessory prayer. Good morning, Miss Lois. And then you would go into our morning glory with our morning glory speaker. Then you would go into the workshop. After the workshop, then we would go into the outreach effort, and then we go back into intercessory prayer at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. nightly service, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. I know that DJ, the roaming reporter, will be there. DJ, the roaming reporter, will be in the house. He is amazing, isn't he? When you guys see him, encourage him because he is doing an amazing job. Good morning, Miss Karen. Good morning, good morning. All right. So we've talked about grace. If you have any questions about grace, again, if you have my email, you can hit my email, you can hit my inbox, and I'll make sure I answer. Otherwise, you can call, guess what? 414-264-LOVE. 414-264-LOVE, and we will get your questions answered. Listen, we're going into a new book. And we sold out in the bookstore, but we will have more. Actually, we'll have some more on Wednesday. So if you're there during Grace, you can go into the bookstore. Someone will be in there. They'll be able to sell you a book. Otherwise, you can get it on Sunday. Now, you know what happens during Grace Week? We don't have class all through the week because we have morning glory and prayer. So we have 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And so we want to give people an opportunity to get their book because we did sell out. And so what we're going to do is go into the book starting next week. But here's the book, Listening to God. Some of you have it already. Learn to hear him through his word. And what I started thinking about as I was thinking, let's give people an opportunity to get their book, as I started paging through Charles Stanley's book, The Amazing Charles Stanley, I thought like there are 3 points that we kind of have to get ourselves prepared in order to get here, right? Because listening to God through his word, that is a major thing. And it causes us to really have to get in a certain space in our mind, body, and our spirits to be able to do that, right? And so this week, I'm going to spend a little bit of time giving us a couple points in order to get us focused to get into this book, because I really want us to hear from God in these last weeks of this year, because I know that he has something to say to us. And sometimes people are like, I don't know how to hear him. God doesn't speak to me that way. Some people hear him in a voice. Some people listen, I'm not even going to explain all that because I'm going to end up telling everything. So what I am going to say is this. My point for today is God still speaks. That's what we need to know. He still speaks to us. And so the scripture that I had was, my sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. Right? Because he still speaks. And with him speaking to us, what we got to know is, are we in a position to hear from him? And when we get ready to go through this book, we want to be in a position to be able to hear from him, right? One of the key ways that we do that is that we get quiet and we get still. I always say, like, when I pray, I say, Lord, quiet the noise so that I am able to hear you. We have so many distractions and so many things around us that we're not able to always hear him. And he's trying to talk to us. Now he's going to try to talk to us, right? And so we will say like, he's not talking, or God is quiet, or he's distant, when really he's probably not. He's probably right there. But because we have so much noise and so many distractions, we're not able to hear his voice, right? So God has always spoken. He may speak in different ways, like he spoke to Adam, right, in the garden. He spoke to Moses. He spoke to Moses through the burning bush. He spoke to Elijah. He didn't speak to him in a big burning bush. He spoke to him in a whisper, right? And his spirit, sometimes it tugs at our hearts on different things that we need to do. Listening to God requires us to get in a space where we are still and able to hear from us, right? We got to get quiet and be able to surrender our time to him. Now that's our prayer time, but sometimes it's not us talking. Sometimes it's us just sitting and listening to hear what it is that he has to say to us, right? So don't always thank you for, I want this, give me this. Lord, if you just, no, sometimes just get quiet and say, Lord, I'm being quiet. And I'm quieting my area so that I am being able to hear from you. And guess what? We will be able to hear from him. He'll provide us comfort. He'll give us comfort through his word. It will begin an intimacy like we have never seen. So that's why I'm excited about this book. Because guess what? God still speaks. We just got to be able to hear from him. Hey, guess what? Today is a great day to have a great day. It's 7:10. I'll be back with you tomorrow where I'll give you point two so we can get ready to go through, to be able to listen to God, to hear from him these last couple months of the year of what he wants us to get done and moving forward. This book is going to change our life. Have a great day.